Hi! So today's thought actually is yesterday's thought, but better late than never. Finally got here, and it actually came to me during a Bible study, and so I would like to start by reading out some verses to you and then explaining my thoughts on that. So the first one comes from John 12 verse 32, yes, and it says, these are words of Christ, "And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me." And in our discussion we discussed that can have meanings of both him being lifted up on the cross in sacrifice, but also lifting him up, or I guess pointing to him, or having him in view. So if people see his loveliness, they will be drawn to him because of that. And then also in Hebrews chapter 12 verses, let's go verses 2 and 3. So verse 2, "Looking at Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds." And one of the things that we were talking about with those two texts was what it means to focus on Christ. And one of the ladies there who rightfully said, part of that is also prayer, communicating with God. And that got me to thinking that communication, yes, it's important, but it's also how you communicate. So I'll give you a little story to explain what I mean. Recently I had a situation where I was doing a lot of communicating. I was doing a lot of complaining, a lot of please help me love them, please help me be able to forgive them or even want to. And that went on for quite some time, at least a number of days. And it's not that I didn't have grounds for that, but then I finally got to the point where I said, okay, I'm not here for me. I need to stop looking at me and how it's affecting me, and instead look at you and what you have done, what your expectations are, why you've placed me here. I'm pretty sure it's not to be complaining. And at that moment, I said, okay, I forgive them, or him, however I phrased it, I don't know. And the peace, it was just like all the anger, all the resentment just gone. And it just explained or showed me that we can communicate with God, but if we're not doing it with a surrendered heart and a willingness to follow where the Spirit leads and listen to what the Spirit is telling us and actually do the works of Christ as well, all of our talking is not going to get us very far, because we're not looking at Christ, we're not thinking about Christ, or at least I wasn't in that situation. We really need to be focusing on what Christ has done. And like I said a few days ago, if we are so focused on Christ, his sacrifice, and we feel loved, forgiven, set free, and all of that, then we have that to give to others. And as long as we don't start looking inward and looking at ourselves and all of the problems, we can actually be a lot happier and more peaceful. So in being unselfish, I actually gained a blessing for myself. So anyway, that was my thought for the day, and hopefully I'll remember what else it was I wanted to share. I need to remember to leave notes. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.